Your love books is Roslynn back at you one more again. I hope everybody is doing blessed. I'm doing blessed and highly favored, and definitely hope the same for you. And if this is your first time stopping by my channel, much love to you and welcome. And to my returning subs, my growing extended beautiful family, as always, thank you so much for the love and support y'all are constantly giving me each and every day. It's truly, truly a blessing. So with that being said, much love to all. Namaste. Love and blessings, love and light, and many blessings are definitely coming your way. And if you have been watching my videos for a while and have not already, please like and subscribe. Hit that notification bell at the bottom so you know when I'm about to upload my next video. Also, if you're comfortable enough, drop me a line or two. I would love the chance to get to know you as much as you're getting to know me, even if it's about the positive feedback to the content of the video, or you're telling me about your empathic gift, how it impacts your life and heading you towards positive direction. If you feel like the video is insightful, give you good vibes that you want to share with a loved one, family, or a friend, or even a fellow empath, maybe going through some trying times at the moment and just needing spiritual guidance or confirmation or validation towards life path or even soul purposes, please go ahead and share. And while you're at it, give it a thumbs up, like, and also share on social media favorites wherever you see fit as well. So I hope you're able to resonate with the content of my video, and I hope you're able to, I hope you're able to resonate with that. So I'm still listening to the same music. Let me see. It's from Spirit Tribe Awakening, Self-Love Healing, 432 hertz, music for meditation, and ancient frequency music, and what is this? Positive aura cleanse. And I really feel peaceful today too. It's a good feeling, so I hope y'all are feeling that as well. The video I'm doing today is Twin Flame 101. Heyokas, spiritual eyes are wide open, seeing things you never knew existed. I noticed that a lot of like the emotional clearing and spiritual clearing, acceptance, gratitude, all those things, when we're clouded in our judgment or judging ourselves as well as others, we tend to block ourselves because it's limiting us to where our frequencies are focused on. Our heights are going to, if we're worried about things that are out of our control, instead of allowing things to fall in its place and going with the flow, or just staying focused on positivity, you never know what you may miss up on. Blessings could be coming at you, but if you're concentrating on mistakes, guess what? You miss out on your blessings because you're focused on the wrong thing. And these are the things, it's like I noticed that all of us are doing, well, I've seen a lot of it, especially when I was doing the videos the other day. Like I said before, it's like I constantly see us in chrysalises, or it's just like this clear bubble, and it's like we're trying to all these, it's like these black masses are around us, and it could be things that we have held on to, burdens. It could be not even just from this life. It could be just from past lives, and a lot of us is getting hit heavy, and it's not just from things that we have gone through within our lifeline this time, but you have to understand in different timelines and parallel universes, it play a big part in that as well. All those things is coming together because what we're doing within the universe, within itself, we need all the heavy reinforcements that we can possibly get to turn this world around. So it's just like, you can't, they're making us go through all these different things. And it's just like for the last few days, it could be just me or a lot of people. You've been dealing with some heavy, heavy, heavy stuff. Because a lot of times we can be very judgmental to ourselves. It could be the energy that we're carrying. It could be, the people in our household or people we have to communicate with on a daily. They're starting to, do things to just work your very last nerve. And that's just from the heavy energies that we're having bounce off of us, and it's coming right back. So these are the things. It's like it's been going, it was going incongruently, all this whole time. And it's just at that time when you're allowing yourself to clear all that, because it's like the more you clear that and more you're allowing universe to say, you know what, I'm meditating, I'm showing gratitude, doing my mantras, I'm doing my meditations, I'm doing my affirmations and stuff like that. You start clearing away a lot of those things. And when you're allowing yourself to clear away those things, you're not getting clouded in, things from the past, a person that you had to break up with, or a person just done straight ghosted you, or, all these things that is just going to really steer you in the wrong direction. You start seeing a lot of extra things in the world. It's like sometimes I can go into the store and it's just with me. I always put my music in so I don't get, bombarded with everybody else's energy. and stuff like that. And I start seeing people's auras. Their face starts shifting. A lot of times I can communicate with different empaths that are going through stuff, and I feel their energy shift. It can be in text. I'm like, ooh, what kind of stuff you got going on? They're like, oh my God, Ross, is bad. No, it's actually good. And it's just like you're starting to see more things when you're clearing it, because that's the reason why the devil be trying to play with you a lot. Play with all of us a lot, because it's just like they can move, they can move without us being, it's like, oh, you remember this thing, this thing. They'll pick the most thing, because it's like the devil knows, they send the enemies that impacted your life in the most negative way, or bring people back into your life that knows it has no good, or you may have addictions, and those things may have came back and really trying to like, ooh, let me go ahead and get a drink, or let me get an opiate, or let me roll this beat, something that is going to block you away, because this is something you have earned. This is something you really worked hard for. And a lot of times we don't give ourselves that credit. And it's like when you allowing yourself to really see it, I'm seeing different things I did today, and just give myself a whole, spiritual high five, like, girl, go ahead, because this, any other time you may have entertained something and you're not allowing yourself to entertain it, allowing yourself to be free, being very selective of what you deserve and what you need to go ahead and just cut cords with. And you really have to do that and be heavy with that. You have to be committed into your things that you're saying you're going to do. And a lot of times, like, oh, I'm going to do this, and placing commitments on ourselves. And then we end up cheating ourselves out. And they say the worst thing you can do is place a promise within yourself, and then go back on what you said you were going to do, and then don't do it. You're dishonoring yourself. It's just like, okay, if you do this and this is yourself, nobody else is not going to be able to trust you with the things that you may have promised them. You never go back on the word that you're promising within yourself, because this is an honor to you. This takes you to that next level, because a lot of us are dealing with some heaviness right now. They know it's not perfect. They know you got 11 things just going on in your mind that you really choose. Like, let me just think about me being in Bora Bora somewhere, just on the beach somewhere. I ain't got to worry about it, drinking mimosas, having a cigar, whatever. Dancing around with some music, having fun. I want to be in that mindfulness of just having that peace. And that's the thing you really have to allow yourself. Like I'm looking at right now, and it feels very calming. And I love the way I'm talking, because that energy is like, oh, girl, let me just wrap yourself up in a fluffy plush blanket. I got one right here, and it just feels that way. And you have to be able to give yourself that, especially if you've been down on yourself, like, oh, I'm tired of going through this. And you remember this when this happened, this and this and that. And you're conjuring up that stuff that, universe is really trying to look, cut that cord and stop, like, bringing it back. You're doing all those different things into your life. And so when you're doing that, it's just like, when I take my time out for myself and take self-care, if you've been with me for a while, y'all know I'm heavy on that self-care. Usually I'm like, oh, okay, I'm going to take a couple of days to myself, y'all, and be steady sending posts and posts and posts. And I tell people, like, you know what, I got to honor myself. Let me just disconnect from this right now, because I really need to allow myself to step back and just recharge. Look at all the things I got going on in my life. I can't sit up here and do something and be into that person that is preach. But when it comes to myself, I dishonor myself on doing that. No, when you take that time out, because I know one of my little boys said, Roslynn, I thought you were taking time out for yourself. Why are you over here putting in a little post? And it was just like to let y'all know, even though I didn't post no videos, I want to be able to put, like some post up, because if you've been with me for a while, you go to the community page. I usually try to put stuff up, like if we're going through a moon phase and it's like we getting hit deep, and you're trying to wonder, like, why is my frequency way off? Why am I getting ticked off? Or why I'm being heavy emotional? Or why am I just being just straight anti? I want to be able to inform y'all on those things. But a lot of times I got to be fair to myself. It's like, girl, you got so much going on, and you're right. You're trying to get yourself right for yourself. You're trying to get yourself centered and being honorable to yourself. You have to be able to do that. So now it's like when you're doing that clearing, when somebody's ready to talk to you and you are just straight drained, or you just in one of those moods and it's nothing to do with them. And I tell people that, like, look, I may say I'm going to talk to you today, and then something end up shifting, because I was going through so much lately, dealing with heavy burdens, missing certain people and just crossed over or whatever. And it was just so much. I was really trying to make peace within myself. I was my own enemy. You have to be honest with yourself. If you're, you want to be happy, And you know, you're a spiritual being having human experience. You carry those human emotions. You know, you have a lot of stuff going on. You're trying to get right with yourself, trying to get right with God, trying to get right with the atmosphere. But then you still got these burdens that you are really trying to shake off. And it's so much. It's so much. That's when your challenges, you start creating things in your challenges. There's a lot of times I'll be talking to myself, and then I put down, you know, I keep my book of everything I write down that I want to talk to y'all about. And I just go from, you know, I just go raw at it, you know, like I'm a rapper or something like that, and just go off the content that I was supposed to write on. Cause so many people can relate to those things. You're trying to give yourself, like, you know what, at this certain time, you know, placing goals on myself. I want to at least be here. Even if I'm not there, let me at least be in that vibration of being mentally close to this goal that I want. And then when you're working hard, not allowing yourself to entertain things that's really not supposed to be entertained, just allow yourself to see it. You recognize it, but don't even allow yourself to go like, okay, I see it, but let me just still stay focused on this. Or if you see something trying to, you know, steer you this way, and you know it's trying to get you out of your element, you see that, but just keep going. And then you got to appreciate yourself, because you're allowing yourself to finally see, you know, I'm honoring myself. I'm respecting myself. I'm not going to accept anything less than what I truly deserve. I'm placing standards. I'm having healthy boundaries. If people start getting mad about my healthy boundaries, it's because the fact is they didn't like it when I had that, and they can manipulate that and control that, and don't worry about boundaries. So you have to be able to do that for yourself. You're starting to set that in stone and allowing yourself not to go back on that. And when you're doing that, you start seeing a lot more stuff, because it's like when I allowed myself to defog everything. Because when I say the last couple of weeks has hit me like a hailstorm, with everything going on the side of my stuff was going on, and I'm feeling it all up in the atmosphere, I thought my head was about to go around 3-6 and start puking out pea stew like the daggone Exorcist movie. That was way too much for me. But I had to go through that clearing, and that showed me, girl, you are strong. Because if you would have went through this a while back, you probably been locked up somewhere, you know, in some psych ward, because that was really, you know, really, really heavy for me. And it is just like we're going through a change, not within ourselves, not through our atmosphere, but it's just the world is just like really, you know, it talks like it was in the Revelations. I didn't really think about that, but it's just like the Revelations when they said hell is here on earth. You seeing so many people, they're just battling against races, their own, you know, their egos and all that junk. I said, let me just stay in my private space, but I'm gonna pray for these different folks. You know, there's so much things going on, because with us being empaths, that mess hits us deep. I don't watch the news. I ain't got time for all that. I got my little news up here. If something going shit out, usually I find out before it ever happens anyway. If you've been with me for a while, you see, like either about 2 or 3 days or even a week prior, or even maybe a year, I'll say something, and next, you know, boom, it happens. And I appreciate that, because a lot of this stuff that's going on TV and these social media sites, I can't do it. I can't run, because it's just like too much hell raising on there, and I don't have time for it. So you'll start seeing a lot of things in a clearer era in your vibration that you really truly need to appreciate. Because a lot of times when you have so much things going on in your mind, you know, your guides are sending you some kind of like email, you know, hey, these things are going in a change, and it's going to take you towards that next level, or it's preparing you for that. But you have to be able to clear that energy that's no longer needed in your life. Let that go. Appreciate what that situation was, or let those people go. Appreciate what that time has taught you, what it brought you to, and where it's going to take you, you know, to the next stop. And those are the things that you truly appreciate through that transition that is taking place in your life, because you'll start seeing things, you'll start knowing things. Because like I said, I see a lot of us, you know, we there's some of us, and it's like the elders, you know, we're going after, you know, the elders is coming down talking to us. Then it's just like, you know, they're coming out from, you know, different, you know, like if you're in the military, you got all these different high up, you know, comrades, whatever you want to call it, up there. And then you the ones that's been here, like you've been going through your spiritual awakening for a long time, and you knew what you were doing. You knew what was going on with you, or you knew what you were. You know, now there's other people that's been going through this, but didn't know what they were going through. And it's a beautiful thing, because they'll have people, when I first went into mine, like I was going through it for a while. I started mine back when my mom passed away, and it was going through that. Then it was just like, you know, almost killed by a police officer by myself. Not even less than a year after that, I was hitting daggone spiritual awakenings back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Didn't understand what was going on. My life just broke, you know, hell broke loose. and going through all those different things. And then when I started going through this after my dad died and acknowledging who that was, that really set me off. And then I was going through an emotional breakdown. So I was going through so many different things at one time. I was all over the place. And it's just like, I would be sitting there and looking like, I look like I was like red rum. I was really out there. And I can say it was a scary thought because I didn't know what was going on. There was people around me that was spiritually like intuitive and didn't want to tell me because they knew there was something special about me then and just didn't want to say nothing. They thought they wanted me to think I was going crazy. And they didn't want to tell me. They were intimidated by that vibration that I hold. But then it was just like when I finally, my family that passed on, and it brought me to here, and it had me searching a lot of things and knowing things. I always give thanks to my spirit guides and my family that passed over. They guided me here, as well as the universe and God and all that. And I'm very blessed for that. And I know how it felt. I felt lost. I felt hurt. I felt just betrayed. Every negative thing you can have that can really conflict with somebody's emotions and their mental, I was really like vibing with that. And I never wanted anybody to ever feel like that like I did. So that's why I was just like, I didn't have anybody to talk to except my spirit guides, my father, my mom, my sister, these different things, my little baby brother, he was helping me out at the same time, all these different things, my grandparents, all these things. And it was so beautiful. I was going through emotional, and it was like emotional, and it was mental, and it was just, it was bad. It was really bad. But then it was just like, I know what that burden felt like. And I said, I never want anybody to ever feel like that. So I want to be able to help people in the way that y'all helped me, for me to be able to help other people. Start a community to where you are not alone. You're not battling this alone. You're not crazy, no matter what folks say, because you speak it on a level they can't even understand. Because a lot of times it's like, with certain people, and I felt that way before I knew I was going through mine, like, man, something wrong with them. They were woke and I was still asleep. And I'm like, I'm like, hey, we got to take you somewhere. You all right? We ain't seeing dead folks or something like that, right? Well, I said, no, let me not say that because I be doing it all the time. But it was so much that I was going through, and there would be days I would cry and I'll be just rocking because I look like a case file, just mentally broke, and just said I never wanted anybody to ever have that feeling that they didn't have somebody they can refer back to or go to get some kind of understanding. They ain't the only one going through this. You're not going crazy. You just waking up. And when you waking up, you feel so many different things, and things come out 10 times harder. You always was that one that spoke before your time. You said things that really just a lot of people in your family just didn't understand you. You're speaking to people in the mirror, and different things like that. You're hearing different frequency, and you're asking people, hey, do you hear that? Or you'll have some animals talking to you, and you talking back to them, and they're looking at you like, what the hell? I'm talking to my cat. Cantonese or something, like what's going on? Different things like that. And then when you're doing that, when you're allowing yourself to be moved in that purpose, because you know what that felt like, you wanted to be in something that can be able to help so many other people. I never thought I was going to be doing this, in close to 5 years, and want to be able to do something else in the next 5 years, because I really love what I do. I met a lot of beautiful people. I've learned off of them as they learned off of me. And it was very beautiful, and I loved what I do. So when you're doing that, you'll start seeing things in a different way. You're getting pushed out your comfort zone right about now. So there's a lot of ventures that you're going through when you may want to sleep. Like today, I was not feeling well because it's like whatever that cancer phase is going through on that moon rise and stuff, it's messing with the body. And I'm just like, Lord, I'm feeling nauseous. I'm feeling my stomach upset. I just need to lay down. And then when I finally felt better, I got antsy, and I was like, okay, today I was going to rest, because usually, if y'all been with me, I do like 4 or 5, maybe even 6 videos. You don't hear from me for the next 4 or 5 days, or maybe in a week. But it's just like I'm starting to purge all that out there. If I take a pause for a cause, it'll be probably an excuse. But then it's just like, Lord, I'm spent. I need to go ahead and sit out for a minute. And then, yeah, I need to recharge. But now I'm starting to be like back on the game like I used to be. Because it'll be like probably a year and a half ago, I was pushing out 12 videos a day. And I would not take any kind of break off. And I'm like, God, dog, I'm so tired. Let me go back and see when's the last time I did a video. I stopped doing a video for a day or two. Damn, 3 weeks ago. And then you wonder why you head swole, looking around here looking bulbous, like that daggone thing off of what is it, Alice in Wonderland? No, bulbous head. Head was swole. But because it was all that, the information I was getting. But we're going to allow ourselves to move forward in our power and our gifts and stuff like that. You start seeing a lot more things that you didn't even know exist. Like there are certain times I'll see people and their aura and stuff change. Or I'll see people walking next to them that they don't see. And I'm like, oh, and I'll be waving them like, hey, hey, and they're looking like, oh, somebody went right back behind you or whatever like that. And then I was like, no, this is going to be a long story. I ain't about to do that today. I had that issue when I got my eyes checked. I seen this lady's grandma attached to work. Can you tell her I said hi? I'm like, okay, I'll do that. And then, and brought, big emotions to her. I love to be able to do that. And now you're growing more into your spirit. You're growing more and you're enhancing in your gifts. And it's just like the more you're allowing yourself to say, you know what? I deserve peace. I deserve happiness. I'm supposed to be doing something in this world. They're prepping us for something. We know we're supposed to be changing the world, but we know there's something else that's popping off, but we just don't know it yet. But they're trying to make sure that you ante up. They made you go through the worst of the worst. So when you sit up here peaking, long as it ain't no Godzilla, because if it's Godzilla, I'm gonna probably die and come back and I'm gonna die again. Now some stuff like that, I don't think I can prepare to that. But I'm saying they're gonna Godzilla and they're gonna, what is it, Jurassic Park and stuff like that. I said, let me just die for a little while because I can't deal with something like that. My whole body is big as that one eye. No, I'm good. But it's just like stuff like that. They're preparing us for it. And we know it has to be something serious because just the stuff that you're facing, what your situation has brought you to, the things that you have faced throughout your life. And maybe it's like the more you're clearing, you'll start seeing stuff from your other past lives, or you'll start having, maybe if you're, you have a twin flame connection, you'll start having those connections where you can feel the essence is getting close, and you'll start seeing the connections y'all had in different lives. And it's just like different things. Y'all could have been holding hands, or y'all could have been sitting there by the pond and just skipping rocks. And you're like, dang, this is not from this era. Why am I feeling these things? Because you're clearing away all that emotional baggage. Now you're starting to have blessings come in. They don't held you on for, you walking around here looking like you've been in a sinking place and stuff like that. They want you to be able to have this peace. Remember the joy that you had within the world, even though it's like surrounding in craziness right now. They want you to be able to have that peace, but they also want you to power up and be prepared. And for that to happen, you had to deal with everything that tried to knock you out the whole frame. And then it's just like, if something really crazy comes at you, you gonna laugh. Is like, is this supposed to scare me? Or somebody, I'll laugh at people when they come at me with that negative stuff. I'm like, bruh, you don't even know what came in my life. You think this little thing, this is like a little, you just did this. And say, didn't that hurt? I'm gonna hurt you. If you think that was gonna hurt me, loud, or people try to read me, I'm like, look, you go walking in that mind, you gonna have to go through some therapy for a whole good minute. You may be crazy, but my stuff, you can't deal with all that. You can't do that, and you're like that because when you have faced all those things, you already done faced the worst of the worst. So once something real comes at you, you already been prepared. Something can't trigger you no more. When that enemy is gone and dead in the inside, and no outside enemy gonna be able to puncture. And that's what they want you to do. You have to heal that enemy on the inside. When you heal that enemy on the inside, the out one's ain't going to be like, hey, hi. No, they want you. You can be seen, but they can't touch you. And that's what they want you to be able to do. You're being enhanced in your spiritual gifts. You'll start seeing a lot other things. You'll probably even see glitches. I've seen it. You may see somebody right here. Next thing you know, the other half of their body right here. What the going on, Mandela type? It'd be some stuff like that. I'm like, man, I stopped smoking weed. So why the hell am I seeing stuff like that? Because if I was over here talking about Marley, that'd be a different story. But then it's just like, that would have been that one. I'm like, oh, you know what? That's the last time I'm going to be smoking because I'm seeing stuff I don't need to be seeing. But, all BS aside though, you're going through a lot right now, but it's also strengthening you. Sometimes you got to laugh to keep from crying. You really, really do, because you have gone through so much. There's things in your life that if you told somebody, you're going to be looking at you like, how are you still right in your own mind? How are you still here? Because you are like that Timex. You done took so many lickings and you still ticking. Because you tell your story, then, like, no. Because I heard some of y'all stories and I had to go pray after I don't talk to y'all. That y'all done went through some stuff. And I know I went through some stuff, and I'm just like, and then we act a little, kooky. Like we have our little dark humor. I said, damn, I guess this is all of us do that, because we say some people like, that's not funny. It is to me, and you're doing those different things. You know how to laugh at stuff, even though it's like, let me cry. I'm like, no, unless it's something happy, or you done came off of something that really has been that monkey on your back. That's that cry that you have made it. You have really, truly made it. And you clear your mind. You silence your mind. Those enemies are only there because you allowed them to still stay. And that's like they live in your house rent free. You already know if you ain't cooking, cleaning, you ain't building up some stuff, you got to go. And it's something like that. You're clearing out. So the more you clear out, there's more things that's going to come to you. And you're seeing, like those Easter eggs that's being sent to you, because it's just like I know somebody was telling me like, wow, so I'm seeing demons and stuff like that, and things are shifting in front of me, and I wasn't really, and this was like about 2 or 3 weeks ago, and it was like, why do I feel like I know something? And I was like, I gotta get back to you. So, I know you ain't crazy or anything like that, because I almost heard some stuff, and then when I'm seeing it, I don't even think they're crazy anymore. But it's just like I've seen it. And then all of a sudden they start telling me about, going through the, they're using that special tobacco, and, Chiefs, and, all the other ones is just telling you about this and throwing the smoke in there and be doing it just some hologram type stuff. I'm like, Dad, this is good. I'm gonna see why y'all had a peace pipe. Y'all y'all be coming up with some hellfire stuff. And it's letting us see that. And because when you get enhanced, your mind is already pre-programmed. So that's the reason why them enemies be staying heavy on us. Because they know if we get right, you'll be that chosen one like Neo from, from Matrix and stuff like that. You already see how he was able to do that, all that stuff like that, and, blocking daggone bullets and stuff. And just think about that. That's life imitating art, imitating life. There's so many different things that's out here they're making movies about. This was already prepping us for what it is. Because just like when all the pandemic was coming, that scared the mess out of me. Because I just finished watching Devil's Advocate with my boy Keanu Reeves and my homie daggone Al Pacino. I love me some Al Pacino. And I see him walking out the building, and there's nobody out in New York. And it was just not even a week before that, one putting two together, when they showed when all that stuff got locked down in New York and nobody was out. And I said, man, look, it didn't say the dead will walk the earth, all that junk. It's like, so you being prepared for something. So keep your eyes open. If there's something that's trying to distract you, they see what's coming before you do. There's some heaviness, some dark stuff want to be able to get into your mind and let's be friends. No, don't do that. Because they're really trying to block you on some stuff. But y'all, this is gonna be my last video. I'm so tired. And I'm proud of myself today because I really was about to lay out. But when Spirit tell me to get up and go ahead and do something, I'm gonna go ahead and do it. So I hope you were able to resonate with the video. Y'all know I'll be corny at times like that, but you need to laugh at times, because we've been going through some stuff. You need to laugh, But I hope y'all have a blessed, safe weekend. Let me go ahead and give a post notification shout out for Anonymous Love, Brian Dodry, and Lion Kingdom, and Tawan Jr. and It's Already Done Thomas. Much love to you as well. I love y'all so much. I'm sending so much love, prayer, compassion, healing, and just quietness. If you just need quietness, just for that peace, just to, get into your zone, you deserve that. You truly do. There's so much stuff going on in the world. You need to have that peace, because not, that mess on the outside gonna really get you, and you don't deserve that. You deserve whatever the blessings of the universe is really trying to give you. So I hope and pray for all of that. Whatever you're going through, I'm sending blessings and love to you for whatever you may be struggling with right now, because we got this. You're gonna get through that. Rain don't last forever. Your sunshine coming. Like and subscribe. Hit that notification bell. Drop a line. I would love the chance to get to hear from you. I love y'all so much. Tell somebody about the channel, drop a line. If you need to get in touch with me, I leave my stuff in the description box below. Come holler at me. It's all about, networking, just cutting a rug. And if you need to know something about a purpose, your spiritual purpose, or you just want to share with me certain things, and it's 100,000% confidential. If you need a question to ask or whatever, I'll try my best. If I experience it, I'll try to find the information to give you a deeper understanding about your path. And I hope you have a blessed, safe Sunday, day, night, wherever it is where you're at. And I hope wherever you're trying to manifest comes so much bigger and better than you ever imagined, and it comes sooner than you ever expected. Make sure, even through social distancing, make sure you give out love, light, positivity, words, vibes, frequencies. You never know. All those things can really take someone a long way. And I'll see y'all in my next video. Much love. Peace.